multi-family. This is the list, guys. I am telling you. I'm getting a lot of questions about this from my TTP students and people on this channel in emails about how to find multifamily deals, how to comp them, and then how to sell them. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it on this video because I'm telling you, it is the #1 list that we use in my business to get the biggest checks possible. So check it out. First, I go to listsource.com to pull my multifamily list. Now, you guys can get on to this website. It's really easy to use. I like using this. There's a lot of different list providers, but this one is super accurate. And accuracy when it comes to data is the #1 priority. So with this, let me show you how I pull this. So the first thing you want to do is get into list source and you go to geography, right? You got to set this up. You go here. I like doing the county. I like doing the whole county. Now, it depends on your area. If you like certain zip codes, if you like certain cities, then certainly do that. But I like doing the county. I go to Arizona, right? I go to Maricopa County, where Greater Phoenix is at. And then I will go up here. I will go to the property type, okay? Now, here is the key. We want to make sure that we go to the property type here. This is going to give us some more drop downs, and we're going to do duplex, add, triplex, add, and quad, add. Now, you can go bigger than this. You absolutely can go bigger than this, but I like going with these because typically when you get bigger than these properties, the sellers get a little bit more savvy. These ones are my bread and butter. You can certainly go bigger and get some huge deals by going even way bigger, like the apartment one. You can certainly try that, but let's just go with this for now, kind of ease into your multifamily strategy. And then we go to property type. I like to go to year built. This is critical. I like going from whatever your area is, but nothing was built before 1900 here. In 1990, like I want these properties older. I want them to be at least 25 years old, if not older, because I want them to need work. I want there to be the opportunity to completely renovate these things. I want these things just beat to hell. So I've got that. So you can see right now I've got 5,435 so far just from this, okay? Now what I like doing is I like going up, I like staying here, and the last market sale date. This is critical. I don't want to buy things that were just bought last month. I want to buy from tired landlords, people that have huge motivation because they've owned it, they've written off the depreciation on their taxes long enough. So I like going from, I mean, you could set this from whenever, like the first of, 1900, but then set I want them to have bought this before 2005, right? I want these to be long ownership. I want them to own these for a long period of time. Look at what this did. It gave me 1,848 properties to go after. Boom! And then from there, you just simply purchase the list. Once you get going. Now, the really nice thing is it just depends if you're in the TTP program or if you're in the Wholesaling Inc., you get this at 3 cents an address. Like, look at how cheap that is. It is so awesome. But if you're just using this and you're not in either one of those programs, then I think it's 9 cents, but it's still worth it. The data is great. Actually, it's 2 cents, so that's great. So anyway, and then I would just proceed to checkout. I'd buy this list and then I would skip trace it, and then we're going to talk to people. Let's move on to the next step, which is actually looking at how to value these properties, which is critical because this is where I see a lot of people making the biggest mistakes. So now you have your list of properties that you are going to go after, right? Duplex, triplex, fourplexes, tired landlords of properties that are older, right? We want older properties because they need the most love. It's simple, it's common sense, but use it, okay? So you've got your list, skip trace them, start calling them. Okay, start calling them. That's what you need to do. Now remember, there's no difference in the script. Use the same script. I'm still calling to see if you would consider an offer on your property blank, whatever the multifamily address is, okay? You want to start this dialogue with the seller. Now remember, with these sellers, these are the best because they are so unemotional about these properties, because 99% of the time they don't live there. And if they've had a bad experience, or if they're tired of being a landlord, this is where you get the biggest, juiciest deals. I'm telling you, we average over $33,000 a deal on multifamily. It is going bananas for us. It's going to go bananas for you too. Now, the next question I get from a lot of my students and people that have been asking me a lot is, how do I value these properties? There's a couple different things. Let me give you just real quick, before I get into the nitty gritty of breaking down the value, let me give you some tips and questions to ask the seller as you're finding out about the condition of the property. This is critical. You need to ask them, is it a master meter or is it individually metered? Electrical meters, okay? If it's a master meter, that means there's one meter for every single unit. So typically the landlord takes on that cost and adds that to the rent, but has to pay that extra electric bill. And you never know what tenants are going to do with the electric. So a lot of people that buy multifamily want them to be individually metered, so the tenants are responsible for their own electric. Okay, that's big. Second, depending on where you are in the country, you need to ask if they've got heating and cooling units, or if they need to be replaced. Okay, that is another big costly capital expense that'll happen if they don't, if those need to be changed out. Okay, those are huge. The next thing, this is huge. Okay, you need to know, are they month to month on their lease, or are they locked into long-term leases? Because I'm telling you, my experience with this is, most of the time the rents are undervalued. Most of the time, the best deals that we get, the landlord is kind of like, hey, I won't raise the rents, but I don't want to hear from you, right? So they keep it way under market value, and the tenants kind of have to fend for themselves when something breaks, type of thing, okay? I'm sure you're familiar with this in your market. So if that is the case, that is great, because they're month to month, and you can, and you can talk to an attorney in your state, or just find out what you need to, how much notice you need to give a tenant to vacate a property. But here in Phoenix, it's 30 days. You put in the notice, and now you have an empty unit that you can go in and fix it up and really get the best value out of it. Because remember, when you fix up multifamily, you get more in rent. Okay, typically, hopefully, that's the goal. So you get more in rent. So ask those questions. Month to month, is it month to month or long-term lease? Heating and cooling, and is it master metered or individually metered? Next, let's table that. Next, how do we comp this? The best answer I can give to you is this. One, lock them up as low as possible. Brent, what the hell does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. You're not giving me anything here. Well, first, I always say that because I want you to get the price out of them first. Pull that price out of them and see how low that they will go initially, okay? And then from there, you need to talk to your cash buyers and see what they're looking for. Go to investment groups, go to your cash buyer database, and just ask them, what are you paying per door? What are you looking to pay per door in this zip code? What do I mean per door? In a duplex, there's 2 doors. In a triplex, there's 3 front doors. In a fourplex, there's 4 front doors. Okay, what are you paying per door? Typically, they'll have a price, and usually they'll shoot you low, so they'll come up a bit. Second thing is, what they're looking at is a cap rate. What is cap rate? Now, you can look this up. There's a ton of great videos on it, but basically it's the net operating income that you get after you pay all your expenses, your taxes, your insurance, some of the utilities, any fix-up repairs on the building, and you subtract that from your total rents for the year, and you divide that by the purchase price. Now, back in the day, everybody wanted a 10% cap rate. I'm telling you right now, the average is like 5.5, and in some really nice areas, it's even lower. So don't necessarily go off of that when you're comping it. You want to talk to your buyers. You want to say, hey, I've got this property here, and kind of fish them out a little bit. If you locked it up for 200, say, hey, you know, I got this property. I'm going to lock it up. I'm going to be putting it out at 250. What do you think? Like, really get experience from the people that are in there, or get in your back pocket a real estate agent that does multifamily, that just does multifamily. You can find them. Go on Zillow, go on the MLS, talk to people. I mean, Google it. multifamily agent, realtor in my area, and you will find the people that specialize in that and pick their brain, take them to lunch. Really, there's not a really great website like Zillow to like pull up a Zestimate, and Zillow's Zestimate on multifamily is way off. Do not trust it. Okay, listen to me. Do not trust it. So you need to talk to your cash buyers. You need to lock them up as low as possible. You need to get a realtor in your back pocket when it comes to these. I'm telling you, if you take these easy steps, big checks are coming your way. You've got the list. You know how to you can get the numbers from batchskiptracing.com. You can put them into Mojo or mojosells.com, the dialer that we use, or any other dialer, whatever you want to do to call up these people or even hand dial these people. These are a great first deal. These are a great 300th deal, but you got to add multifamily into your business this year. It is going bananas, and you are going to thank me. You're going to love me for this video. I hope you watch it over and over and over again. If you have questions, put it in the comments. I'll try my best to get back to you, but really, fundamentally, pull the list, talk to those sellers, get deals. Don't overcomplicate it. Remember, this business boils down to one thing: quality conversations with distressed property owners. Focus just on that and you will win. Till next time.